What's up, metalheads? I'm Jamie. This is the Blades and EDC channel. Thank you guys for being here. If you're new, please consider subscribing, and if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button for me. Alright, today I'm going to do my full review of the Skallywag Tactical Wahoo, W-A-H-O-O. And all I can say about this knife is Wahoo, Wahoo. This knife is $25. I will link it in the description. I am not affiliated with this company. It doesn't matter to me if you buy this knife or not, but I would highly recommend it for $25. I've been carrying this knife at work for about a month now. I've sharpened it twice. So I just sharpened it again right before this review, and it's 440C still. Takes a wicked sharp edge, as you can see. Oops, caught the choil. Yeah, it takes a really good edge. Holds it for a decent amount of time. I believe it came with like a 23 or 25 degree edge. I did lay it back to 17 degrees, which I definitely prefer. It makes it more slicey. It's a flat grind, full flat grind blade. The reason I went with that angle is because that's the same angle I laid my Benchmade bug outs back at. And this knife is very reminiscent of the bug out, although the blade thickness is a little thicker than the bug out. I'll give you some specs real quick. We'll use the bug out for a comparison here in a minute. Alright, the blade length's 3.5 inches. I don't have the overall length, so I'm going to measure it real quick. Overall length is going to be 8 1/8 with a 3.5 inch blade. Also, do not know the weight, so we're going to weigh it. I'm going to guess 3.5 ounces, 3.5 to 4. Be my guess. .9. So that's pretty close. Yeah, it's a great knife, guys. It really, really is. I'm super impressed. I'm 99% sure the OEM of this knife is Sativian. I don't know that for a fact, but everything about it screams Sativian to me. The axis lock is buttery smooth. Now, I will say this. New out of the box, it was not as smooth. It has broken in nicely, though, become extremely smooth on those springs. Action is really good. It's not bug out good, but this is a $25 knife. This is a $160 knife. You know what I mean? So, you know, you got to set realistic expectations, but for $25, this knife is fantastic. I've beat the living crap out of it. I've had no issues with rust. I wouldn't think I would with 440C, but you never know with some of these Chinese OEMs. And this one, I've had no issues with rust. I haven't even really been oiling the blade regularly or anything. Ergos on this knife are excellent. Really, really good. You do feel the pocket clip, but it's not a hot spot because of how wide it is. It's so wide, it just blends into your hand. Speaking of the pocket clip, it works really well. No issues at all with the pocket clip. You do have some screws sticking up right there, and you will kind of feel those going in and out of your pocket, but it's not bad. You know, it's not uncomfortable or anything. And you can use this with some thick jeans with how high up this pocket clip is off the scale. You got a lot of room in there, so even with thicker pants, it works well. This time of year when it gets colder outside, I will wear thicker pants and like Carhartt pants or something like that. And it works really well on those. Rides in the pocket really well. Cuts really well. I mean, I really don't have anything bad to say about this knife. For $25, it's a fantastic deal. I mean, I don't have anything to hate on it at all. Other than the factory edge wasn't all that sharp out of the box. That's one thing I'll give it. It wasn't the sharpest edge, but it wasn't terrible. I mean, it cut, but it wasn't. They didn't put a really, really sharp edge on it, but it did. It served its purpose. I had to sharpen it pretty quickly. Within a few days, I went ahead and sharpened it, and it took a really good edge. As you can see here, I only went up 600 grit. I don't know how. I can never get these to show up on camera. So, and 600 grit seems to be right where this thing is happy. I mean, it's got a toothy edge on it. Feels really good. Cuts really good. Give you some size comparisons real quick since we have it out. Here is a Benchmade bug out. I'm thinking about doing a versus video between these two. If you're not, you know, $160 isn't in your price range, you know, this may be something to consider. Although it weighs twice as much. It's a bigger knife though, quite a bit. Oh, one measurement I didn't take yet. I need to take. The bug out is, the blade stock thickness is 90 thousandths. I'm not sure what this is, but we're about to find out. I never checked it. I'm going to say 130, maybe even 140. It's pretty thick. Oop, get up here at the top. 130 thousandths. Yep, so, you know, the bug out's 90 thousandths. You know, that's definitely going to, you know, it's not as slicey as a bug out by any means, but, you know, it's a beefier knife. It's a knife you can use much harder, you know, and not have to really be concerned about it. I've beat the crap out of it and had zero concerns at all with it. So here is the Spyderco Yojimbo, or Manix 2, not Yojimbo 2. It's a hair longer than the Manix 2, about 1/8 of an inch, I would say. Here's the Spyderco Pair 3. Here is a Spidey Chef. So it's a longer knife. Definitely a full-size knife. Here's the QSP Penguin. The F5.5. Here's the Tempest Knives Pinion. It's even a little bit longer than the Pinion. The Pinion's a long knife. It's probably about 1/8 inch longer than the Pinion. Here's a Feist. Oops. And I think that should give you guys a good idea of the size there. It's a larger knife, but feels really good in hand. Great action. Takes a really good edge. Holds it for a decent amount of time. I have no complaints there, especially with the kind of cutting I do with it. I damage my edges pretty quickly at work. I'm always unintentionally hitting staples and things like that. So it's just, with what I do, it just happens. Not much you can do about it. And yeah, I'm going to continue to carry it at work. I normally carry like the Sincut Bronte or the Sincut Honorus or the QSP Penguin. I think I'm going to start carrying this regularly. That's how much I like it. A lot of that also has to do with I'm getting into the drop point blade shape. I've always been more of a Wharncliffe guy or sheep's foot guy. Since I've really gotten into the bug out, I've really started to like the clip point or drop point blade. And you get that with this. So yeah, great knife for the money. I'll link it down below. I think that they do have them in stock at the time of making this video. They are on sale for $25, and I would highly recommend picking one up if you need a good beater knife, or you just, you know, this is your budget range. You can't go wrong with this one. It's fantastic for the money. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, and I'll see you guys on the next one.